Have you ever felt that tightness in your chest, that restlessness that doesn't give you peace? You know there's someone who doesn't leave your mind, but it feels like things aren't moving forward, that something is hidden. What you might not know is that this person also thinks of you, more than you imagine. There's something powerful happening behind the scenes, something they don't want, or can't fully see. Today, the angels have an important message for you about this connection. Stay with me until the end, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe now, because what I'm going to reveal to you could change everything. You must be wondering what goes through this person's mind when you are around, right? Sometimes, there's that strange feeling in the air, a mix of emotions that seems hard to decipher. They react in such an intense way, and you might not understand immediately what's happening. But the reality is that deep down, they feel that there's something very strong between you. It's a connection that goes beyond what can be seen or rationally explained. It could be that, without even realizing it, they were responsible for putting this distance between you, for ending what you had. And the most curious part is that they themselves don't understand why. It's as if something inside them simply can't handle the intensity of what you share. They feel in some way that there's an energy between you that's hard to control. And here's the most intriguing part: even when you're distant, whether it's through a simple message, a call, or even a brief online interaction, that energy appears again. They notice that something changes within them. It's like a whirlwind of feelings invades them, making them act impulsively, without thinking. They know there's something different, but they can't find the right words to explain what it is. The way you make yourself present, even from a distance, has an impressive power to deeply touch this person's heart. It's not something easy to put into words, and maybe she herself cannot fully understand it, but the effect you have is undeniable. There is something in you that awakens a whirlwind of emotions in her, a force so powerful that, while it attracts her, it also makes her want to keep a certain distance, as if she were trying to protect something very valuable within herself. It seems that you already know a part of her well, the part that is luminous, that brings joy, and that feels comfortable in your company. This part that smiles, that opens up to what you offer, that feels welcomed by your presence. However, there is also a more reserved side, a facet that she prefers to hide. It's not because she wants to push you away, but because the intensity of your presence is so overwhelming that she feels overloaded, not knowing exactly how to process it all at the same time. This internal conflict does not mean that she wants to keep you at a distance permanently. In fact, it is an internal struggle to find a balance between the desire to get closer and the need to protect what is most vulnerable within her. She is in a whirlwind of emotions, lost among her own choices. When it all started, maybe she did not understand the impact you would have on her life. The intensity of your presence, something she cannot explain, stirred deep inside her, provoking a reaction she did not expect and perhaps did not even want. It was this intensity that made her decide to step back, as an attempt to escape from this feeling that consumed her in a way she could not control. Now, however, things have changed. She finds herself questioning the reason behind this separation, which, deep down, was her decision. Doubts linger in her mind, making her wonder what really happened. Why did she feel the need to distance herself? What about you made her react so strongly? These questions hammer in her head because she can't find easy answers. The truth is that she is going through a complicated period, a moment when everything seems out of place. And you, without knowing it, were the catalyst for all of this. Your energy, your presence, brought to the surface things she preferred to ignore, feelings and truths she tried to bury, but that now insist on coming to light. It's as if a part of her that had always been hidden is suddenly being exposed, and that's something she can't simply control or ignore. It seems that you are going through a moment where the connection between you and this person is transforming significantly. What once seemed to flow naturally now carries a different weight, almost as if something invisible has altered the course of the relationship. Perhaps it's because you have a more attuned spiritual sensitivity, which ends up influencing the dynamic between you two. This person, even without being physically close, picked up on this change in energy. She realized that you are no longer the same person you were before, that something inside you has changed deeply. And this change, far from going unnoticed, has touched this person in a way she can't ignore. Suddenly, she has become more aware of the importance you have in her life. Deep down, this person is trying to understand what caused this turnaround. She wonders if her own actions contributed to the distance that now exists between you. Maybe she acted impulsively, and now with this distance, she is beginning to realize the impact of those actions. This separation wasn't just physical, but also energetic, as if she is revisiting every moment when perhaps she didn't give proper value to the connection you shared. Regret seems to be taking over this person. She feels the separation intensely and wonders if there's still time to fix what was done. However, this reflection is not limited to the past. It also encompasses the present, this new energy that exists between you, and what that might mean for the future. You, with your presence and energy, have become an enigma that she is trying to decipher. It's as if suddenly, she realized that there are layers in you that she never truly explored. And this new perception, this new vision of who you are, is making her question herself more than ever. If this echoes in your experience, know that this person is suffering, even if in silence. She may not have shown it, but the change in your energy has deeply affected her. And it's this mysterious force you carry that makes her reflect on what really happened between you. She is in a process of self-discovery, and you play an essential role in her journey. Since the beginning, deep down, you always knew that this distance would happen. It wasn't a matter of choice but of necessity, something life placed in both your paths. This realization didn't come to you by chance. You had a vision that went beyond the ordinary, a sensitivity to grasp what truly mattered. The connection you shared was never superficial. While others might have gotten lost in appearances and distractions, you focused on what really held value, the essence, the true nature of the person with whom you connected. Now, reality begins to reveal itself more clearly to her. She starts to realize that all your words, gestures, every moment you lived together had a purpose that perhaps she didn't understand at the time. Slowly, she perceives that everything you did was driven by a truth that few have the courage to face, a clarity that is not easily found. It's as if, finally, the pieces are falling into place in her mind, showing the importance of everything you represented. From the beginning, you placed her in a special place in your life. It wasn't just any connection, but something that transcended the ordinary, something you knew to be rare and precious. However, at that moment, she wasn't ready to understand or value it. Perhaps she lacked the ability to see the depth of this bond, or maybe she was too busy trying to fit you into a space where you simply didn't belong. Not because you weren't important, but because this connection was too intense, too challenging to be immediately understood. Now, with time, she begins to realize how much this connection has affected her. Feelings she had never experienced before started to emerge, confusing, intense, and she finds herself in a dilemma. How to react to something so new and profound? The answer is not simple, but what she knows is that this connection cannot be ignored. There is something there that needs to be explored, understood, lived. It's as if she is beginning to accept that you have always been different, that there was something in you that touched her in a way that no one else has managed to do. The truth is that this relationship, this presence you brought into her life, made her question herself, made her see the world through different eyes. And now, in this process of understanding, she realizes that she always knew in some way that you were unique. The energy between the two of you is so strong and magnetic that it is impossible to ignore. She feels it with an overwhelming intensity, and this feeling is so real, so palpable, that there is no way to pretend it doesn't exist. And she is certain that you feel the same. It's a force that takes over, almost impossible to contain, and it is making her more courageous, more direct about what she feels for you. Things are changing rapidly between you. The time for doubts is over. She can no longer ignore the fact that you are a special presence in her life, someone who cannot be treated like anyone else. What you have is different, it is something rare, and even if you try to disguise or minimize it, deep down, both of you know the truth. This connection is too deep to be set aside. She feels that she can no longer go with the flow and leave things to chance. Now the need to get closer, to be nearer, is greater than any fear or insecurity. She realizes that it is no longer possible to treat this relationship as something casual. You are someone unique, someone not easily found, and she knows this. And it is precisely because of this that her attitude is changing. Instead of waiting for things to just happen, she is determined to make them happen. The desire to be with you has become an uncontrollable urge, and she is more determined than ever to pursue what she wants. And what she wants is you. This person sees a light in you that illuminates her most hidden and vulnerable parts, those she often avoids facing. Your presence makes her question herself, pushes her beyond what is obvious and comfortable. The connection you share is unique. It is something that transcends the superficiality of everyday relationships. She knows this, she feels this, and no matter how much she tries to label or define it, she realizes that you share something that cannot be easily explained or reduced to simple concepts. Deep down, she recognizes that she cannot call this just a friendship. It is much more than that. You are someone who touches her deeply, who moves her inside in a way she cannot ignore. This bond is inevitable, almost as if it has been written in the stars forever. Even though you may have tried to ignore or rationalize what you feel, the truth is clear. There is something very special between the two of you. At this moment, she is wrapped in thoughts about you, about what you share. She is immersed in reflections on the true meaning of this relationship, and it affects her deeply. She feels the need to understand more, to explore every detail of this connection you have. Questions arise incessantly in her mind, about you, about the feelings that emerge, and about what all this really means. It is not just any curiosity, but a genuine desire to comprehend the depth of this bond. She wants to know from you. She wants to hear from your lips if you feel the same way, if you also perceive this unusual energy that exists between you two. Because deep down, she is already sure that this is not something ordinary, it's not something that happens with just anyone. There is an intensity here that cannot be ignored, and she believes that you are the key to unlocking all of it. She wonders how you see this situation, how you are processing these feelings, and what you expect for the future of you two. This person is really missing you, and it's not just your physical presence. What weighs the most is the absence of what you mean in her life. It's the way you see her, how you communicate, how you touch not just the exterior, but go straight to what is essential. This marked her in a way that she can't forget. She perceives the depth of your connection, understands that you are not like any other person she has ever known. You touch her soul in a unique way, and this makes her miss not only you but the person she becomes when she is with you. She wants you to know that you are constantly in her thoughts. Your presence is greatly missed, and in many moments, she finds herself remembering the conversations, the shared moments, the looks you exchanged. You had a profound impact on her, and the energy you bring, even from a distance, makes her want to be close again. There are so many questions she still has, so many things she wants to understand better, so many conversations she would like to continue with you. There is something in your energy that she finds enigmatic and captivating, something that sparks in her a curiosity almost impossible to ignore. She feels that this connection you share is not something common, that there is something deeper there, something that needs to be explored. She doesn't want to stay on the surface. She wants to discover what else might exist between you and is eager to see where this reconnection can lead. What you have is not something that can be ignored or treated as a simple friendship. The attraction, the chemistry, the intensity you feel when you are together are clear signs that there is something greater here. She feels that you need to explore this together, to discover what this connection really means. It is not just about being physically close, but about connecting on a deeper level. She wants to be closer to you, not just in terms of presence, but emotionally and spiritually as well. The connection you have is rare, and she knows it. It is something she doesn't want to lose and is willing to see how far it can go. She believes that together you can discover something truly special and unique. She feels there is much more to be explored and that by your side, she can discover a world of new possibilities and feelings. Allow your spirit to absorb these words and feel them resonate deeply within you. The universe desires the best for you and will ensure a positive outcome, no matter what your choice is. Type, I absorb, receive, and accept my destiny and all that the universe has to offer me. To claim this message and the blessings contained in it for you, leave a positive comment for other viewers who may need a boost of positivity in their day. The universe sees this as an act of kindness. Let us elevate each other and create waves of good energy together. If you are not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe right now and stay tuned for the important message awaiting you in the next video. May God and the universe illuminate your steps with peace, love, and faith. Amen.